will come in soon. Um, so I get welcome to everyone. Don, I assume you've done the roll call, right?
I have not. I've just been watching as people came on.
Okay. Do you want to do that then?
Yes,
Yeah, you probably have the list. So
I do.
yeah.
So,
Okay.
Madeline Adams. Okay. Lauren Bizzotto.
Here.
Angela Brewer.
She's muted, but she's saying she's here.
Oh, got it. Thank you. Nice. Nikki Engel.
Here.
Engel is here. Linda Flanders.
Here.
Linda Flanders is here. Kylo Marie Granda, sorry.
It's okay. I'm here.
Nazra Hassan.
I think that's Nazra.
Yeah. Nazra, can you hear me?
Great.
Okay. Nazra is here. Kaylee Henson. Vicki Hunter.
I'm here.
Maya Mason.
Here.
Mason is here. Angelisa Mays Andrews.
I'm here.
Mays Andrews is here. Savannah Riddle.
I'm here.
Savannah Riddle is here. Paula Schaefer is absent. Jeff Spies here. Angela Thompson. Corey Thompson is not here yet. Cecilia Vale. Anna Welter.
Here.
Is here. And that does give us a quorum.
Okay, great. Thanks, Don. Are there any announcements from anyone?
I can announce that Corey's here now.
Nicely done.
Well, thank you, Don. That's an important announcement. Okay.
Nikki's got her hand up.
Oh, Nikki, go ahead. Yeah.
Hi, everyone. I just want to let you know that my organization, Violence Free Minnesota, the Coalition to End Relationship Abuse, January 30th, we are holding our 2025 Intimate Partner Violence Homicide Memorial. So every January, we hold a memorial to remember and honor the victims lost to intimate partner homicide the year before. So we are in 2026, but we will be honoring the victims of 2025. So I can send that invitation out to Don, if you wouldn't mind sharing with the group. There's both an in-person event at the St. Paul College Club, which is always very powerful, and as well as a virtual option if you'd like to stream it. So thank you.
Thanks, Nikki. Hey, does that include like everyone in Minnesota? Is it more like the counties up there, or yeah?
No, we track intimate partner homicides in the entire state of Minnesota. And we've added some new categories in the past. We've added the category of suspicious deaths. We know that many victims will never have confirmation that their death was a result of domestic violence, but we highly suspect it is, right? For lots of different reasons. If you think about the reasons why we even have the missing and murdered offices, right? Is because we will never know for sure, but we have a lot of reasons to believe that domestic violence was a cause of that homicide. So yeah, we've been tracking homicides, intimate partner homicides in our state since 1989. So we continue the work, and I'll send out the information for you all.
Yeah, thank you. And that's a great event. That's really great to hear that you do. Any other announcements? And I can't see everyone, so if you see someone's hand up, Don, please do let me know again.
Okay.
All right. Um, all right. So I guess we can move on to any updates on body searches and scanners. I assume that might be Jeff, right?
Yeah.
Who might do that?
Mhm. Okay, so since our last meeting, I just got together a short summary of both the body scanner use and unclothed body searches. But I just want to highlight a few things from our policy that I think is useful for this group in our discussion. For the policy searches, policy states that our searches must avoid unnecessary indignity, and they must be the least intrusive type available. Body scanners need to be used to complete required searches when available and feasible. So that's kind of the framework in which we use it. But it's also important to notice that there are a number of circumstances and persons who are not scanned by policy, and those include those people in a wheelchair or walker. So the ability to stand unsupported is the criteria there. Persons who are pregnant, if they have an implanted medical device such as a pacemaker, other health conditions, we do not scan minors. And we do not scan those who are combative or uncooperative, nor do we scan those who are entering a closed unit or a secured area. With that said, I'm going to start with summary of the unclothed body searches, I guess, because that's top on my list here. We have all of these are calendar year 2025 numbers, and this is a summary of that. During 2025, we had a total of unclothed body searches, 1,375. Of those 1,375 searches, we had 8 people or 8 positives of people concealing items. That's a positivity rate of just 0.58%, so it's pretty low. The majority of our unclothed body searches were, let's see, the first were because of due to new admissions coming in. We search everybody coming in. They accounted for 315. For those going to segregation and into holding, there were 266 into segregation and an additional 195 into holding. 154 are accounted for because they had reached their max dosage for a 12-month period. And the scanner wasn't available for 200 other people. So just all of those account for 82% of all of our scans. And then the other ones are kind of dispersed throughout for other reasons like that. The positives that came across from the unclothed body searches, the things that we have found range from minor things like concealing food service items to pills to having contraband in their hair, that kind of thing. We did. We also find things that are. We also occasionally find things that are stored in body cavities and all of that. So really, what these numbers, just in summary of that, is that most of our unclothed body searches are due to admissions and for people going to segregation and holding and all of that. So any questions about that before I move on to the body scanner information?
I just have two quick questions.
Yes.
Question 1 relates to minors. And I know that that's not a significant number, but could they agree and give some informed consent if they wanted to? I mean, is there not a way to just let them do that?
Not according to our policy. Our policy says no on minors, and that's all I know. We do not have minors in Shakopee
Right now.
and we don't have a scanner in Red Wing. So
Yeah.
I don't don't know.
You don't have any minors in Shakopee now, but
Correct.
Yeah.
And in my 10 years, we've had one there.
yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like if we're gonna say that they're certified as adults and put them in adult prison, we could say that they're allowed to consent to a body scan. That's just my thought. So maybe that's a policy recommendation that this group could make, that, you know, if they read, some sort of informed consent could be given to minors. And I don't know,
I can ask about that and how that works in Lino Lakes, for
Yeah.
example, where there are the young men who have been sentenced as adults and there are scanners.
yeah, and I'm just thinking, like, do any of the women get, are they given some sort of information about the scanner and radiation before they scan? Can they refuse to scan? I mean, is that, do they
can't-
understand the health? I mean, I don't feel like it's a significant health risk, but I mean,
Right.
I assume that that's why we're preventing minors from going through, is for some sort of perceived health concern. So then it seems like a fair way to address the health concern and also give them some agency, would be to give them some sort of an overview of the risks and then allow them to decide.
We'll follow up with our.
Yeah.
I don't know the answer to that, but I think that's a really good
Yeah,
question.
good
I don't think-
question.
Yeah.
Surprisingly. I think I answered that.
Okay, so that was one question that I had. The second
That
question.
was more than one question, Corey.
One question with multiple subparts.
Okay.
The second, like, umbrella question that I have relates
Good
to,
caveat.
so the 8 positives, were those things that would have been found had they gone through a scanner or not with the unclosed? Or is that hard to know?
So like beads and metalwork, baggy, those things probably, if I'm guessing, and I'm not an expert in the body scan, is I would guess those would have shown up on a body scan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeff, just as a relevant to that, do pills show up on a body scanner? I would imagine they don't, but
They're different. A body scan will catch anything that is different consistency than the human tissue or whatever. So just I have abnormalities and that kind of stuff. So probably yes. However, there are some issues too with, the readability of things and how clear something is, and how experienced an operator is or someone who's reading it is at catching things like that as well. So that goes to answering one of your questions, Vicky, from last time that I'll answer later about how what we think of it. So
And Jeff, that 1375 is the number of searches, not individual people.
that is the number of searches.
Searches, okay.
Yes. Yeah. So some people have had multiple searches, and I don't have
Okay.
that. No.
Do we know why the scanner was unavailable for the 200 individuals that?
Yeah, for a time last year, it was broken down and we were waiting for a technician to come. I actually think it was down for a couple.
I guess the comparative question would be, how many people go through this scanner every year?
I can tell you how many people.
Or how many searches are done by a scan? Maybe that would be, since if we want to compare like apples to apples.
6,157.
6,157.
body
So,
Because that's why we originally asked for the information on the unclosed body searches.
scans. Yeah, kind of
We
compare.
couldn't, yeah.
so am I right that it would be like, I want to do math really quick just to see what percentage, but I don't trust it in my head here. I barely trust it on my calculator. Take a stab at it. So what I would do is divide 1375 by 6154, get the right percentage. So about 22% of the time, 22% of the searches are unclothed searches,
Okay.
if I'm doing my math right.
Corey, you would actually divide the 1,000 plus by the total number of all the searches, not
Thank
by
you,
the,
Vicky.
yeah, I'm the stats professor, so.
Excellent. Okay, so I would add, this is good. Okay, see, 615, whoops, hold on a second. So 6157 plus 1375. And then what equals, and then 7532. And then, so I take
Divided by-
1375 divided by 7532, is that right? All right, so let's try that.
Jeff, while she's working on that, do you know how many of those, of the body scans yielded in positive results?
I do.
Contraband. Sorry.
54.
Oh, 4, so that,
Different question.
Yeah.
Still, yeah, no, you
50,
do.
well, yeah, 54 positives on the body scan, but
54% or
54
numbers?
out of the 6,000.
18% of the searches then are unclothed. Doing real math.
You were close.
Close, yeah.
Yeah, 4%.
Yeah, and a decent chunk of that seems to be when the body scanner was unavailable too.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, there were 203 of those when people weren't scanned because of the body scanner not being available.
So I don't remember why this was on our radar to begin with, or if there were specific concerns.
Corey, I think it was because we just wanted to compare numbers from before when the unclothed body searches were pretty frequent to now that they've been using, so I think that's just to see the difference, I think Paula brought it up at some point.
I mean, I guess I don't have any follow-up questions with respect to this. Does anyone have any other thoughts about the policy or the scans or this data that we want to discuss further?
I'll just say that it came up because there was an editorial, I don't know, a piece in a paper from a gentleman in a male facility talking about how male facilities are not using the body scanners. And I kind of raised it in this group as the work we had done for women in Shakopee. Did we see, kind of thinking about or doing some kind of look at the male facilities as part of our lane or not? Did we have anything to say about that? So that was where, and then we just kind of started talking about how we haven't gotten an update on how it's going in Shakopee in a while. Can we get one, etc. I did reach out to find out about similar data from the male facilities that were highlighted in that piece and was told I need to submit a FOIA. So I do plan on doing that. I just haven't done it yet. But that was the originating request. Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah, thanks, Nikki, for reminding us all about that too. I mean, I guess if we look squarely at the purpose and mission of this task force, it is related to justice-involved women and girls. So, Nikki, I'm glad you're looking at the men's issue, but I feel like we've kind of done the work that we need to do with respect to getting an update on women. So does anyone have any further thoughts or questions related to the use of the scanner at Shakopee?
I feel like I got to answer one question from last time because it was a specific question from Vicky about Shakopee's impression or how we feel like it's going or how we, what we think of it. So I did ask our executive team and it was a mixed bag from everybody. There's certainly some positives. There's 6,000 some odd unclothed body searches that we are not doing because of that, and that is significant. I think that's the biggest thing is just it's a recognition that the other process can be very intrusive, and this is much less so. And when you're dealing with folks with high levels of trauma and the history and all of that, this is a huge step up from what we're doing. But the downside is keeping people trained and active in using those skills to be reading them and to be accurate with that. Can be a challenge, and that limits the number of people that we can train, because if you're not doing it regularly, it's a diminishing skill. So that's one of the challenges that we face on the security side. But overall, the positives outweigh any of that. And that's just our impression of it.
Thanks for getting that feedback, Jeff. And just the data overall is really good to hear that the vast majority are being done using the body scanner. So
Looking at the
Sorry.
meeting from
Oh.
last, sorry.
Can I add one more thing? I'm sorry. Can we get it added to the agenda for like, at least annually, if not twice a year, right? That this is just like Jeff's bringing us updated numbers, updated, like, how are things going, that is just on the agenda of this group, that at least every January, we're looking at some numbers, we're hearing from Jeff or whoever the Shakopee rep is, how things are going, just regular, to keep in kind of regular.
yeah, I think that's a good idea too. And Don takes really good notes, so I think we'd be able to easily compare January to January, just to keep kind of an eye on it. Because, I think it's nice to have good news too, and hopefully this will continue to be good news.
Yeah. I'm wondering, in the meeting notes from last month, was it a typo? The update over 17,000 scans?
That was my misreading of the database.
Okay.
That was the number of not entries, but the number of, 17,000 was the number I saw, but it wasn't the number
Okay.
of scans.
Okay.
And I just misinterpreted.
Yep, I just thought, wow, that's a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And this one makes more sense.
Cool. Thanks, Jeff.
You're welcome to join my stats class, Jeff, next week.
You know where it is.
I've done graduate stats twice, Vicky, and I don't want to do it again. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So anything else on body searches or body scanners at all? Okay. So I think we can move into the subcommittee updates. The conference subcommittee, is any action or any development there?
Sure. Do you all want me to? So
Yes, please.
we've only, okay. This is Nikki. I met with Heather, the conference planner who we worked with last time, and I had an initial conversation with her just to see, are you even interested in working with us again? Do you have capacity? Right, kind of like, let's start there. She does have interest in capacity. So then the only person I was able to meet, only Tana and I were able to meet in December, but we have a meeting with the whole group of us tomorrow. So we are going to review what Heather can offer and have a conversation about making sure that we have monthly meetings on the calendar moving forward, set up like a plan for the next few months. So it's moving. We're moving.
That is great to hear. And I'll be excited to to see the developments as you move forward. Okay, anything else about the conference?
Yeah.
Anyone? Yeah.
Could I just maybe make a request? Could we, on the minutes, or maybe on the agenda every month, sort of keep a list of who's working on what subcommittee? Is that list? No, I don't think it's listed anywhere. Anywhere that it makes sense, but it's always helpful to have it kind of in our face. It's helpful for me to have it in my face. So who is working right now on the subcommittee list, on the conference committee? Nikki, Helene.
Me,
Kind of in charge. Hannah.
Hannah,
Maya.
and Angela Brewer, Maya, and Angelisa.
Okay, great.
That's everyone, right now?
Was Angela Thompson on the original or no? Maybe not.
No,
Okay.
Okay,
that was
So I
not a name I had.
Nikki,
Dawn,
Tana, Maya, Angela, Angelisa.
And Maya.
I have Maya.
Okay.
Yep, Nikki, Tana, Maya, Angela, Angelisa. Okay.
Yep,
Dawn,
and that's an open invitation, y'all. It doesn't have to stay just us. So
Not exclusive.
No, it's not exclusive.
Don, would it be possible on the agendas for you to do kind of an additional like sub bullet point under each of the committees with the individuals listed, even if it's just first names? I mean, we'll know who they are, just so that so it would continue to be in our faces.
Absolutely.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Yeah. Okay. Uh, anything else? Conference? Anything conference related that anybody wants to bring up? Okay, the PREA Policy Review Subcommittee. I feel like that was Tana too, or Tana was also on that. Is
Yeah,
that
it was it's a lot of us. Nikki, Maya, myself, Angela Thompson. I don't have an update. I didn't.
okay?
Do we have an update? I don't think, I missed half of last month's meeting, so maybe I'm. Because
Well,
they
do
were,
we-
you since, what did you do?
So yeah, I'm not on the committee, the subcommittee per se, but I did run
That's what it was.
I ran the current DOC policy against the PREA statute and asked through two different AI platforms and asked them both to compare and then address the ways in which Minnesota maybe was less protective than the DOC's policy as written. And then it, spewed out a bunch of ideas and thoughts. So, which I forwarded to the DOC as well as the subcommittee members. I don't have it in front of me right now, so I can't really, and I don't remember what it said, but I thought it was a decent, it spit out some good ideas and I don't know where it went from there, I guess.
so is that committee still ongoing, or since the feedback was sent to is it Mike?
Right.
Mike? Yeah.
That was my understanding. We met and reviewed all of it and then submitted it to them. And
Okay,
they were
so
finalizing.
is this committee done then with that process? It's not ongoing, right? Is that
Right, from
correct?
my understanding.
Okay, so I think we won't need to have that on the agenda for next month, Don, it sounds like. So,
Okay.
Well, do we need,
Well,
hold on a second,
yeah,
do we
Yeah.
want to see what the DOC actually lands on, don't we? Do we
Which,
not?
That's
sure.
Yeah, that's on the agenda, that
Right.
they're gonna be here to talk about what they landed on.
Okay, so that we're gonna
Okay.
keep on the
Right.
agenda.
is that what was
Okay.
sent on the 12th? It says final draft. The PREA. I think that was sent to us. You
Yes,
sent that to us.
yeah.
Okay.
But that was then,
The final draft was what was sent for last month to review.
right,
And then some more recommendations were given. They're gonna give us the final report
I
in
see, I see,
February.
yep.
so I took their final draft and ran it in the
Yes.
AI against the statute, and then it had, AI created some thoughts and recommendations. So I guess the question is, did that move the needle, or did any of the other conversations with this group move the needle? And are there other changes that they have incorporated? So I suppose for the next meeting, will that be their final draft or are their final version, or do
I
we?
believe so.
Okay, so they're finalizing it and then we'll just see the final results at the next meeting.
So I see that the juvenile PREA compliance is on, it looks like it's coming up in the February meeting. Do we have like a group that's kind of working on that? I thought we did. And I think it was not the same group that was working on the PREA policy review.
I can speak to that. I don't know that we had a group. I reached out to Paula and asked her to come up with a list of questions for the people from DHS, since I think Paula was really sort of leading the charge, so to speak, on this issue. And so she came up with some questions, emailed them to me and Crystal and Don, who then forwarded them to the DHS folks so that they'll have an idea of what we'd like to learn about at the next meeting.
Okay,
If
great.
if there's interest in a subcommittee, we can certainly form one. But it seemed like preliminarily, we just kind of needed to give them a heads up on what our concerns were.
Right. Perfect. Okay. Um, so the membership review, Don, I know we had an opening for someone from a tribal leadership in Minnesota, and that filled? I can't remember. Did we fill that?
That has not been filled yet.
Okay, so is that something that the commissioners team is working on filling, or do we need to do anything with that?
That is in the commissioner's wheelhouse.
Okay, perfect.
Does
And
the
then
commissioner need help with that?
I will talk with our tribal liaison to
Wendy?
find out. Yeah, and we're also currently posting for another position on her team. So
Okay.
I'll talk with her and see if we do need help.
okay, perfect, thanks. And wasn't there one open position that that we can kind of propose a person ourselves, John? Am I correct?
Give me 1 second. I will open
Okay.
up our roster here.
Yeah, sure.
We do have an application-based person for lived criminal justice experience
Okay.
that is open.
Right. Okay, perfect. So yeah, I think, all of us can really, if we are in touch with people who have lived experience in the system, maybe encourage them to apply. And Don, can we give them your email to get connected to the application?
I will send out the application process. It's through the Secretary of State's site.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they need a link, right, to get
Yes,
to
they do need a link, so I can send that information out.
Yeah, if you send that out to all of us. I know I have actually several former SST students who I would like to ask to apply. Crystal, do you know, is there a set amount of time? I feel like there was, but I can't remember how much. If there's a set amount of time a person has to be out before they're allowed to apply, or before they would be accepted for this position?
I'm not sure if there is anything actually defined. John's shaking his head. He doesn't think so.
Okay.
It could become a factor if there was ever going to be like a visit to a correctional facility, but that is again something that we would be able to work on a one-off basis.
Sure. Okay, perfect. Yeah. Okay. So if any of you know people, yeah, definitely definitely send them the link that Don is going to send out to all of us, because obviously that's an important role that we want to fill on the task force.
Yeah, and that's kind of a nice segue into membership review. I think that we did not. Yeah. I think we'd also talked about trying to get the information on like past year, who's been here, who hasn't attended. And then send out letters or reminders of the
Yeah,
obligations.
we did that already.
Did we do
Don
that?
sent
Okay.
that to us.
Great.
I sent that to both Vicky and Corey. If you'd like, I
Yeah.
can display it and we can take a look at it as a group in a whole.
Sorry, I missed it, so maybe we should.
Yeah, I feel like it came down to there was one person and that person had already asked to resign anyway. So, but yeah, go ahead if you want to put that up, Don, that'd be great.
Wrong one. There we go.
Well, that's beautiful.
It's
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I think the only it was yeah, Cecilia, it looks like had and then sorry, I'm having trouble. It looks like now this looks a little different actually than the last one, but
this includes, because I had
it's
sent
updated.
I had sent it to you in November, so it was only up through October. I updated it for October and November, or excuse me, November and December.
Yeah. So the ones I see that have two, Maya's one, but Maya's really she participates a lot, and that's, I think, an anomaly.
Yep.
The two there, but Kaylee Henson, it looks like, has missed a lot, and Cecilia Vale. So yeah, we probably need to take action, or at least touch base with those folks and see if maybe something's going on that they are going to be able to turn around and attend more. So I guess Corey and I probably need to do that outreach.
Yeah.
I don't know though, with Kaylee, that person was appointed by the commissioner. So Crystal, would it be appropriate for us to do the outreach, or should someone from the commissioner's office?
The chairs can do the outreach, and then if the chairs decide, if you have, per the statute, if a person has 3 consecutive absences, then the chairs can make a recommendation to the approving authority.
Gotcha. Okay.
But like, what kind of a recommendation? I think we would just want to probably reach out to her first before making an official recommendation.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
So I think that's the question. Is that something that we can do, or would
Yes.
you? Okay, so we can. So we'll reach out to her. And Maya, I see your information in the chat. I honestly had no concerns about you because you regularly participate. You're on all the subcommittees. You're doing a lot of extra work. So,
I feel the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And it could be true for
right, the
for
others.
Kaylee at least, too, that maybe something unusual was going on in that period of time that isn't going to continue, that maybe she'll be able to. So I think we can do the outreach to both of those individuals, and just kind of see, they might voluntarily they might either tell us like, I'll be able to attend moving forward, or I probably should just step down.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay,
And
great.
Vicky, I guess that's how I feel about everyone. Like, if people have to miss meetings, but they're otherwise really involved in some of our other projects, I'm not concerned about a missed meeting with active
Yeah, I agree.
participation,
I totally agree with that. Yeah.
And it is I mean, I think we should recognize this is a significant time commitment during the workday on a monthly basis. So, if we can all contribute in other ways on our own time by helping with some of the projects, then that in my book goes a long way.
Yep, I agree with that. And usually we've never reached out and just said, hey, you're out. It's been more, we noticed you missed some meetings, how do you feel like you're going to be able to, re-engage? Yeah. So, okay. That's, I guess, kind of all of the membership review issues then. So hopefully the commissioner will be able to reach out to someone to get a tribal representation we'll work on getting someone with lived experience as a group. Hopefully, we'll get some applications there. And then we'll reach out to those two individuals. Corey, do you want me to do that, or is that something you would like to do?
You're nicer than I am.
I don't know if students would agree, but okay, I'll do it. No, they probably would. I'm not mean. And not that you are, Corey. I didn't mean that.
I can be a little more direct than I need to be sometimes.
Okay, so I'll take care of that. So then public comment, I guess that's for non-task force members. If anybody has
We have,
things they want to
we have no
discuss.
one online or no one in the group from the public.
Oh, all right. So, yeah, so anything else at all that anyone that we need to, because it looks like we're going to be able to end very early, if not. Okay. So I guess that will conclude our meeting, and it looks like, we've got quite a few things on the February meeting to address. Hopefully those will all pan out. We'll get representation from those from people that'll be able to speak to those issues. So I guess we'll see everyone in February.
Thanks, Vicki.
Yeah, thank
Have a
you.
good
Thanks,
day.
everybody. You too.
Will we get